If you like talking,
Women.
Ladies,
men,
topic,
Conversations.
and occasional uninformed politics,
multiple talking women is for you.
hit it! Okay, everybody, welcome back to Multiple Talking Women. I am the producer, Paula Gherkin.
I'm Felicity Bramblebush.
And I'm Lana Brown, and I'm really happy today because someone who I'm a huge fan of, named MUMOLO, is here. And I just want to say, I saw her at the Groundlings way back in the day, and now I have seen her. You know her from things like she wrote and was nominated for an Academy Oscar for Bridesmaids.
I think it's an Academy Award.
I think it's Academy Oscar.
Okay.
And Barbara Starr go to Vista Del Mar, but lately
I'm sorry,
she has...
what did you say?
Barbara Starr go to Vista Del Mar.
Okay.
Then I see her in things recently like Confess Fletch. She has amazing parts, like you could call it a cameo. I call it the cameo that I want to keep watching. On Barbie, on Joyride. It's endless. But what I remember most of this lady is her ability to create believable characters. She can do it all. So I can't wait to dig in a little more about her because she's sitting across from me now and she's glowing and luminous and welcome.
Sorry.
Welcome.
This sounds like a girl crush to me.
So why not?
All right, great.
I don't know if you need to put that sort of label on it. There's nothing sexual about this.
I didn't. Well, a crush can be completely platonic.
What do you think, Annie? Is crush sexual?
I've had platonic crushes.
Aha.
Okay. So I'm proven
I win.
Yeah.
wrong.
From what I remember, Annie might have had a crush platonic on like Jane Austen going way back because she likes powerful
I
women.
did, yes. Oh, yeah. I would love to see come face to face with Jane Austen today.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you see her in this world?
Yes,
What would you
that'd
say
be
to Jane
amazing.
Austen?
What's that?
What would you say to Jane Austen?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I'd ask her.
You'd say,
Oh my
cheerio.
gosh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what
I'd say, hey, what do you think about us all wearing pants? That might be what I asked.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
right?
that's a good one.
They had a lot of skirts.
Yeah.
Or maybe,
then.
Yeah.
or maybe you would just go for a margarita or something.
Yeah, maybe just like to have a drink with her and just kind of get into her brain and see how she wrote so many pages of things because I find it very hard.
It's a lot to write.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? You know how, ladies, you know what I like. I like to start from the tip top of
Right.
your life.
Okay.
I want to know where'd you grow up, and I want to know when did you say to yourself, hey, I think I might be funny, or I might be a writer, or I might be an actor. When did that happen?
Okay. Gosh, or probably early on. I grew up in Irvine, California, which is but it's kind of, it's a tract housing community when we moved there. It was a very new community. My parents are both my mom's from Argentina, my dad's Italian American.
So they have ethnic background. They both come from families of people. What's it called when you're immigrant?
Yeah.
I bet there were a lot of smells in your home.
There were.
Delicious smells.
Delicious
There
smells.
were a lot of smells.
Yum.
And I'm sorry, are you an immigrant, Lana, as well? Or are you from here?
Well, I've
or
lived almost everywhere.
Okay.
So, but I
almost
haven't
everywhere.
Yes, pretty much almost everywhere. But I haven't. I'm admired that your parents like put roots down. That's cool.
They did. My parents put roots down. They wanted to just stay there because my mom had moved a lot. And so we did. I grew up there and went to a Catholic high school. And I went to UC Berkeley for college, which was a big difference. I'd say maybe I felt like I wanted to do theater and stuff like that when I was baby. I was very young, maybe like 4 or 5.
Ooh.
We used to
knew
make
early.
Yeah. We used to make a lot of home movies, and we had an old
You just did like when you're doing charades.
Yeah.
And you
A crank
are cranking
camera.
a
Did you
film
really?
camera.
Basically.
That's
I mean,
so
should have been.
cool.
It was like, those first, we had like the first kind of
They
video
were big.
camera that was ever, they were big.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have a question. Going from Catholic high school, where you were a cheerleader, correct?
I was, yeah.
And then going to Berkeley.
Yes.
Berkeley's like hippie, but also like really intellectual. Was that a big difference?
It was a big difference. My first day there, I remember seeing a lot of people, naked people. People just
Really?
Yeah.
weren't
Just
wearing clothes
just
on that
loving
campus.
their bodies.
Yes. It was very different. It was learned a lot.
I went to Berkeley once, and I saw a man walking down the sidewalk wearing nothing but a backpack. I saw another man riding a bike.
He was a famous student. And when I was there, when he was there, he was called the Naked Guy.
The naked guy.
And he used to wear a little scarf over his privates. But nothing on the back, and he'd go sit in class and on all the seats. And then people would have to go sit after him.
He'd be on a bike?
I saw him also on a bike once.
This worries.
Yeah.
What do you... I feel like if I did that, that seat would get right up in everything.
You probably derive a lot of pleasure out of riding that bike. I've seen you.
Yeah, he was all over that.
Yeah.
He was all over that
Wow.
school with that thing.
I have a question. I recently heard people call genitals lots of things. Junk, genitals. But recently I heard goodies.
Oh, sure. Goodie
yeah,
bag.
I heard that
So
one
his
too.
goodies were out.
Yeah, I call it my goodie bag.
His goodies were out, but when it was cold, he would cover it with a little scarf,
Oh.
and then he'd wear sneakers sometimes. And he eventually went on a big talk show and got expelled from school after going on the talk show because he represented the school. I guess they felt he wasn't really representing the school well.
Yikes.
But yeah, he was like, it was like, slightly covered front, full nude back.
Wow.
And then if you had
Yeah.
a class after him, you would wonder.
Now, I'd never seen a naked man before. That was the first one I'd ever seen.
You're kidding.
Beyond Jesus with it, but he's wearing a loincloth.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, actually, it's kind of a
this
similar
man's
look.
similar look. When
So-
it was cold, he was putting a little
Yeah.
hanky in front of his goods. His
Cycling
goodies.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's talk about your education. What did you
I
study?
want to know you're at school, and I want to know, there you continue to pursue, comedy, or what are you doing there?
I was actually studying medieval history.
Excuse me.
Which is
I'm
not
sorry.
in the. I know.
Excuse me.
Are you not?
I'm not sure that I believe that ever happened.
Oh, really?
No.
That I studied that?
No, that ever was a part of history.
Oh, that medieval history happened.
Right. I think I just
Why? Is
I just
medieval
have never
times before Christ?
seen
No.
any proof of that. To me, it was Jesus was here, and then a couple things happened, and then there was grocery stores and cars, and I don't.
Okay.
She doesn't
Sorry.
really believe what she can't see with her own eyeballs.
Okay, so
It seems like something elitist people have made up to say, I went to college, so that's how it feels.
Okay, so when you see books and things written about it, what do you?
I think, it's someone saying, I'm better than you. I went to college.
And they're just making it up.
Yeah, and here I wrote a book to make you feel bad. So that's how it feels.
Well, I don't feel that way because I went to many colleges around the world, and I think that you're just lacking education.
Well, I don't think women need to be educated. I think that there's a time and place for
This
them.
is what we're dealing with. Someone who's very conservative and very religious.
I'm representing a large portion of the world.
Sadly, you are. But I'm
so-
curious
yeah,
about
sorry.
what is something what is the central? Because medieval times were real and they were really hard.
Well, what
was
made you say,
very
"Hey, I want to learn about medieval"?
It was just the class that I liked the most. There wasn't anything, but the professor was really.
but I think that matters.
theatrical, and I liked his lectures, and so I did. I liked
So really, you liked performance, but it happened to be wrapped up in this medieval class because you enjoyed maybe the way the professor
yeah, he was
doled it out.
Yeah, he was this older Italian guy, and he was very
Father figure.
charismatic. Yeah, a little bit, little bit.
Okay.
And so I did do plays there, but
did
my
you?
school was not really known for theater department,
Right.
so
Okay.
I moved on from that and just wanted to get my regular degree. And then after that, I moved to Los Angeles, and then I was like pretty messed up around here for a while.
What does that look like? Being messed up
just
around
being
here?
I was really lost, and I was like doing many different jobs trying to figure out I was like trying to I took
like
I would do,
Trader
like-
Joe's and things like that. Like what kind of jobs?
I was a children's party entertainer.
Oh,
Tell me
I was
about
a
this.
tutor. I was dressed up as various characters and did balloon animals and like
love
at
this.
the parties. I was
Can you still
Pocahontas.
make
I was a
good
Little
balloon
Mermaid.
animal?
I can. I can make a poodle.
What did you wear as these what was Little Mermaid? What is it, a bathing suit top?
It was I did have to wear
Clamshells?
I had to wear what
She
I had
wore.
to dress like in a mermaid costume.
Wow.
So I wore a little bikini top and a little, like a fake fin with little shoes. It was pretty demoralizing, actually. I had to pump gas in the uniform. In the costume, I mean. I went to a party once and picked up the baby to take a family picture, and my boob fell out of my top.
Oh wow!
I bet the daddy liked that.
It wasn't my favorite time. I had to do Pocahontas.
Wow.
Did any
I
of
did
that
Pocahontas.
experience though make you think like, oh, this will be great experiences for when I am a famous comedian?
Oh, like no, I didn't think that. At the time, I was like, oh, how can I was just
what am
like
I going to do
trying
with my life?
Yeah, and what I
Surviving.
was, yeah.
But
And,
it was playing characters though, which is cool.
It was doing that to an extent. Yeah, I mean, it was, but it's different. It's
Yeah.
like people have you come to their parties and you're you're working for tips there. They would tip you based on your performance.
Oh.
I mean,
So-
now this is what I would wonder about Jane Austen. Like, would she be ashamed probably at something like that? A woman dressing up as a mermaid? Do you think?
I think she
You think
she
she'd
was
like
the one
it?
person who was for that kind of thing. All the rest of the family was putting her down.
A woman
was the
supporting
renegade.
She
herself.
said, "Hey, I can go out there and
yeah,
support myself,
supporting
and
herself.
if it means having a titty come out, then that's what it means."
Yeah.
All right.
But you have to be
don't
an
know.
incredible actress to do those parties. I've hired many entertainers, and some of them are not cut out for it.
Well, it was a lot of mostly just doing games with the kids. It was a lot of I did magic tricks. It was
Wow,
it was
that's
very
a lot
humiliating.
you brought.
Yeah, you have to go through a training program, and they kind
Oh.
of teach you like what to do. And but it was all I did for a while, and then I was a clown as well.
Oh.
And and then but I had tons of jobs. So
And what kind of check do you get at the end of one of those jobs? And do you have to give a cut to somebody else?
you get a paycheck. Well, you're the company that sends you out gets money, and then you get
Then you get
tips, and your tips are kind of the bigger part of it. So
Sure.
some people don't know they have they tip or whatever. So sometimes you'll like do a whole party and.
Hey, I think this is an honest living.
I mean, this is how I know Annie is because I was one of the drivers. So sometimes these costume people needed a ride because the costumes were elaborate, and so sometimes I would drive her to some of these parties. That's how I know her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And
You
sometimes
drove me out to La Mirada
That's right. It was
for
a long ride. We got to know each other.
We did. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one time she got a really big tip, and I knew how much she got. She doesn't know this. I knew how much she got. She tipped me out $10, but it
Yeah.
wasn't enough.
I remember that we had talked about it, and you said only give me. I thought you had said just give me 10% of what your
Yeah,
the tip
but
was, so I
you
give
made
$10.
more than $100, so that's the
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I know I made $100.
I think she's
that
pretty
day.
honest.
Well,
so
let's see.
I don't
Yeah.
know if saying mean, like shaming our guests is a great idea in
it-
going
Hey,
forward.
It sounded like-
I'm
For
just
you.
telling the truth.
It sounded like this hurt you, maybe because you have a
Thank
platonic
you.
crush.
Thank you,
Is this a
Felicity,
platonic crush?
for letting me speak my truth to get something out of my system that's been bothering me for a lot of years. So
Great. It
thank
seems
you.
like that's going to breed a great,
Oh,
wonderful
well,
podcast.
I feel bad. Lena.
Anyway,
It's great to make our
Sorry.
guests feel
You've
bad.
been thinking about that for all this time?
Yeah, I feel like if you had $10 on you today, that would make it better.
Is that why you asked me to?
Yeah, I'd love
here
that
today?
$10. I'd love that $10.
Okay, well,
Okay,
then
let's-
after we can square up, maybe we can have a
That
talk
would be
after
great.
the
I'd love to have a
show.
talk.
Moving
after I
on,
square
what would be
up.
the next part? Like you did this kind of thing, and then you work pretty heavily in restaurants, from what I hear.
I worked a lot of restaurants all around Los Angeles, a lot of Italian restaurants.
Fancy ones.
Did you do an
It's not
accent?
Fancy? No, I didn't. But I worked with people who had real ones, and
Yes.
so I didn't know. But I did that, and that was
Really hard.
difficult.
That's really hard work.
Having more than one waitressing job at a time.
Oh, jeez.
So sometimes I would work like a lot of double shifts. Actually, I worked a lot of double shifts pretty much every day, and then I started doing shows at the Groundlings while I was doing that. So it was a lot of, and then
And now, when you are young and you're working and you're trying to be an actor in Los Angeles, I came to acting as a full-grown woman.
She's trying. She doesn't really understand it.
But when you're at that age, do you live in some sort of boarding house with a bunch of women like, hey, Louise, what do you have going on today? You're going out to the studio? Is it like that?
Well, this would have been in the 2000s probably, so I don't know if anyone was talking like that.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in an apartment. It was.
Did you have a roommate?
I did have a roommate. Her name was Shara.
That's you. I've never heard that name in any other time ever.
Her name was Shara, and
Was she sharing?
She she was really nice. She was a great lady.
Shara is the kind of name that I would have dreamed of having when I was like 6.
Yeah, Shara.
Shara.
I know
Like
she did
Shira.
have that. She lived up to her name. She was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
We lived on Miracle Mile.
Oh wow.
And
that's an excellent
we
road.
both were working, and yeah, it was great. But we didn't. It wasn't. It was just the two of us. It wasn't like a lot of
Okay.
people. But
Was
we
she
did have a
pursuing
good friendship.
comedy or anything like that too?
No, she was just. She wanted to be. She was working on becoming a photographer.
Okay.
And
Good for her.
then
Headshots.
what's that? Oh, headshots. Yeah, she took a lot of. Actually, she practiced on me a lot, so we have a lot
Nice.
of. Yeah.
Oh.
Weird photos of myself that I have a collection of now. One day we did like a dumpster photo shoot. And it was like just a bunch of me
Very
outside a
LA.
dumpster.
Very
yeah,
edgy.
really edgy. She was trying to get, she was trying to
You could have gotten cast in crime dramas and stuff from Dumpster, like you're the
Yeah.
cop, or you're the.
Maybe that's
bad
where we've
one.
gone wrong, and maybe we should think about doing a
We're
photo
trying
shoot.
to have an acting career, but now we're just doing our podcast, so it's not doesn't work out for us as
Okay.
well.
Well, are you auditioning?
We haven't
They've
no,
auditioned
no.
once. It didn't go the way they wanted to, and they've never auditioned since.
Oh.
Which I told them is not how it works.
Well, maybe you could tell us a little bit about the world of auditioning. Is it hard? Is it soul crushing? Because for us, it has been. But then you
Yeah.
get parts, so maybe
No,
there's
it's very hard, and you audition mostly for a living, and then now
Right.
and then you end up with a job, maybe or
Wow.
maybe not. But you audition a lot, and it's mostly about auditioning and being rejected, and then
Wow.
it's not easy. It's
No.
hard, and not to take not
We
to
did
get-
it once, and it absolutely
What
crushed
happened
us.
to you guys when you both auditioned together?
We met in Simi Valley. We auditioned for Cats, a production of Cats in Simi Valley. We both were cast as Jellicle Cats, but we were in the background.
Just background
Okay.
cats.
So then we come to LA. We auditioned for a commercial. We didn't get it. They were like, "Why are you even here?"
What was a commercial?
For what?
Dannon?
Dan
and yogurt.
Oh, you auditioned together, both of you?
They wanted like
At first,
pals eating yogurt.
women, female friends,
Women worried about their bones,
Eating yogurt.
worried about their stomachs.
Oh, okay.
And we are best friends, but I don't agree with her politically or religiously. Like she can
Okay.
be very rough. But anyway, that's why we think you're standing here. You're luminous. You've had quite a bit of success, let me tell you, even though I know you're quite humble from what I've read. How do you get through those times
Yeah.
of
When you're
challenges,
turned, when you're
of
turned
rejections?
down, when
because
you're
most
rejected.
normal human are just like, I'm done.
No,
So you
yeah,
gotta
you
be
kind of
made
have to be like a glutton for punishment, I think, in this
Yes.
business. It's mostly rejection. Even if you have what might be like a perceived success, usually a rejection will come right after it and just pull the rug out of that
Right.
away. And then you're kind of leveled and flattened again. And then so you never have what you feel is, okay.
You're never
now
done.
You never feel like you're
Right. I did it, and now I can say I
No.
finished.
No. There's
Right.
never
There's no
you never
finish
really have
line.
a sense of achievements per se. So
Well, my
you're
God, if I had produced the body of work you have, I would probably just retire to an island. I would feel
well,
wonderful
thank you.
about
Well,
myself.
but you would see, you would need the bank account, and that is
Not
another
some
challenge.
island. Hey,
in
there's
this
some
business.
islands you might be able to. You just go
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Just wrap it up. and go,
Yeah, I mean, I believe me, I've thought of it, but I haven't been able to get past my house.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's hard to own a house in
I
LA.
can't get out.
Well, I'm sure it's a
of here.
beautiful house.
It is. I
It's
saw it. I
fine. It's a
drove
little
by.
co-
ahead
Oh,
of
that's
her.
weird.
You did a pre-drive-by of a guest?
It's really pretty.
I'm not sure that's something you
No,
should
that's
tell.
not. Don't tell that. I guess
guests.
that.
Well,
information.
You came by my house?
I didn't knock. I just drove by to see it. It's very pretty.
Oh,
I've never
now,
seen you this
I
interested.
think I did see you. Now I'm putting it together.
Yeah.
Oh,
But can I
boy.
say, talking of success, there is a chunk load. Like, I heard a story that when you arrive on the set of Barbie, Margot Robbie freaks out and you're like the favorite person. And I think you elicit that from a lot of A-list
That's
people, of which you are this gem of genuine character creation that people really respond to.
Well, not everybody. Hey, not every people can be funny and they can be on TV and they can be in movies. They can't all create their own stuff.
That's
and you
right.
can create your own stuff, and that not everyone can do. So they go. So meanwhile, while you're kicking yourself for not getting whatever thing, someone else is going, "Man, I wish I could write something," and then they can't because they maybe aren't good at it.
Well, it's really, you kind of have, the reason I did it was kind of out of necessity because
Right.
we learned when I studied at the Groundlings, in order to get on the stage there and perform, you have to write your own stuff.
Yeah.
So it was kind of started that way out of necessity. And then I started realizing, oh, you could make this into something more if you why aren't they making these kind of movies that I would like to see? And then, maybe I could write something like that I would like to see. And then started going from there because I wasn't seeing the things that I would like hope to see in
That's pretty
movies and
powerful,
stuff. So-
guys. That
Pretty
is
powerful.
powerful. Like,
That's extremely powerful.
because I have to say one more thing, because I followed her career.
Clearly, you're obsessed with this woman.
What I like about it is the stuff she writes comes from a lived experience.
Sure.
And there's some people in the world who don't have any experience. They take it on, the character, fine. But you've experienced so much and you're writing from that. Whether it's Bridesmaids, you had an experience
That's
like
it.
that.
Didn't you have some stuff about going to weddings or something
I
that
did.
made you
I was
want
a
to write?
bridesmaids. I wrote, from my experience of being a bridesmaid many times in a period of like 2 or 3 years.
Which
I think.
also, by the way, tells you people like her as a friend.
Yeah.
Because I've only been bridesmaid a couple times.
Thank you. I've never once been asked to
Well,
be
that makes sense to me.
well, even by family members or
Nope.
cousins.
No.
It's because because you judge.
No,
so
I,
they know
I
you're
think
gonna.
they're worried that everyone will look at me.
You'll outshadow.
that's
And
what-
I'll shine too bright.
Yeah. Or you'll come in and you'll tell the bride what's wrong with her dress.
Well, there's probably something wrong with it.
See.
Have you attended weddings? Have you been a guest at weddings?
I've been to a few.
Okay.
I've been to a few. They were terrible.
She's working on getting friends and being,
Yeah.
I've been maid of honor 5 times. So
Yeah. See, you're also
I'm
someone.
really
I don't know
surprised
why.
you've been asked at all. To be
I
honest.
had
Well, here's what I ended up finding out in the end. It was because they had a to-do list. If people need stuff done for their wedding, they want me in their wedding.
Right,
Trust
you,
me.
You seem to have a lot of. You kind of like pop up in people's lives, and you just like show up, and you just like get in there and help.
Get it done. Mm-hmm. Get it done. You have something you think you need to hire 4 different people. I can do all 4 things. You don't need to hire anybody else. Yeah, that's right.
For my wedding, I had I wrote it on a Clydesdale.
Of course you did. That sounds right.
It was perfect.
Oh, for some reason, Clydesdale's making me think you've done a lot of you've done voices for characters.
Yeah.
Oh,
And can you talk a little bit about that? How'd you get into it?
I started working voiceovers. That was the first thing I sort of where I had opportunities. I guess
Really?
it's not like they just came. I mean, I used to work in my apart. I was a weirdo, but I recorded a demo and gave it to a friend who I knew who was doing that, and they gave it to their and then I started sort of auditioning for those, and that's a totally different kind of art, creative expression.
Yeah, it's a whole
but
other thing.
I love doing it. I would.
Do you want to talk to us in an animated voice right now? Is that
I'm not. I don't know. Like
she
what kind
she
of?
plays
how
a
bad do you
boy.
want
She's
to?
played boys.
I play a lot of little boys.
She's been on Curious George a ton.
I played
Okay.
Bill on Curious George.
so? Here, I'll do a scene with you as a little boy.
Okay.
Ready?
Sure. Right.
Hey, little boy, you run too slow.
Oh God.
Way to put her on the spot.
No, I'm just doing my. I'm just.
Hey, hey, little.
That's not very nice.
Oh yeah, that's
listen.
good. That's a kind of a raspiness
It's
to that.
it's
Yeah.
raspy.
Yeah. Sure. All right. Hey, pick up the pace, or else you're kicked off the team.
But I'm tired.
That's good.
All right.
Oh,
that was
he
great.
sounds like a heavy little boy.
Yeah, he might have
it's a little heavy.
That might be why he's not running so
Not
fast.
running so fast.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I want to highlight something because you said you called yourself a weirdo, but what it sounds like to me is that you actually work very hard. And this is probably a place where you and I have gone wrong because I think part of us, we expect things to just fall in our laps. And what we're learning from you here today is that it actually takes, you have to
Some effort.
and probably be smart.
She Yeah.
I mean, you have to work hard. You have to be able to, you have to have a drive to want. Yeah, I would say it's a lot of hard work. Yeah, for sure. Especially screenwriting aspect of things is the incredibly difficult. And just again, there's tons of rejection. You can spend 2 to 3 years on something in that world, and then just get it sort of like put in the trash.
But you know
in a phone call.
who will never put you in the trash is you have children, correct?
I do. I have 2 kids. I have a almost 17-year-old and a
Holy moly,
13-year-old.
You don't look old enough for that.
What? Oh, She's
being
Hey,
uncharacteristic.
guess what? I'd never lie. That's one thing everyone here knows about
Okay,
me.
well,
tell
I
the
feel
truth.
100.
Do you
Well-
see yourself in your children?
I do, which is unfortunate for them.
No.
I'm like, oh, poor, you got this unfortunate trait of mine. I do, but I feel like my son is more like more wired like me, and then my daughter is a combo.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some parts of me and shows up a little more her parts of her dad show up more into as well.
How do you raise a kid while also being in this industry? Because kids, that's a lot. And you're a hands-on mother, which some people can't do it. So you actually are doing it.
Well, I think you do you guys have kids?
I have one child, a boy.
I have 12.
Oh, you have 12
I
kids?
do. Mhm.
Wow.
But you don't seem
Not
to be
that I know
around
of. I don't
them
have
very
any.
much.
Not that I know of.
I'm around when I need to be. Thank you very much.
Do you have kids as well?
No, but
okay.
I do. My sister's kid lives on my porch.
Oh, okay. So you have access, contact with kids.
Yeah, I mean, she's older. She just wanted to be out in LA, and I said, "Well, I have a 3-season porch, and so she's welcome to it. Just keep it swept."
This is the only 3-season porch in all of Los Angeles.
Well, trust me, it was raining yesterday, and it was chilly out there. But a deal's a deal. That's what you get. You get the porch.
Wow.
Well, that's nice of you to do that. I mean,
If your kids ever need a place, if your kids need a place to
maybe
stay.
I might at some point. I may have to.
Okay.
You also have
maybe get to
pets,
that.
though.
I do have. Oh, I do have.
And
I
you
have-
rescue them.
Yes, I have 4 rescue pets. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs.
Wow.
That's a shit show.
A lot of
at my
work.
house.
I'm kind of looking at this. This woman kind of superwoman kind of does it all.
No, but it's not. No, first you can't do it all. No, it's not
Right.
possible. So if
I like
if
hearing
I'm
that.
doing one thing, another thing has to give.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that thing, then the other thing's giving. I'm here right now as I came here today, and I forgot that my son had a half day and was supposed to be picked up at noon. So he's out there somewhere.
Oh.
on the street. No,
So
he's
can
not.
I ask you
had a
this?
friend pick him up, but.
That's amazing.
Was there a point where you thought you could do it all, and at some point you realized, actually, no, I can't, and something has to get like what you just
Yeah.
said. Was there a point that you realized that?
Yes. In an exact point, I think it was probably after. I don't know specifically when I realized it. It might have been when I had the shingles.
Ooh, that's a
And
painful.
my doctor told me, said you have to stop
Yeah.
because I don't
there's-
know what you think you're doing.
It's
And-
because is it stress that causes?
Oh, it's like stress.
a lot of
yeah.
things, yeah. You got to get that
And-
shot. Once
yeah,
you turn 50,
the
you
shingle
got to
shot.
get
Did you get your shot yet?
Shingrex.
Yeah. Did you get yours?
I'm almost due.
Yeah.
You got to be
Okay.
50.
And you're 50.
No.
Well, we know
Not
you're
yet.
not. That's right. You're not 50.
Not yet.
I haven't got my shingles yet, but I will because having the shingles wasn't fun. But I did realize at that point that I was probably had too much on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't change anything. So now it just.
You just had to keep up with what you were doing.
Just keeping up and just trying to. I'm a single mom as well. So
But
I'm
I
trying to stay
think-
alive.
I have a question.
Can I ask real quick?
It better be interesting.
All this stuff you're doing, that is a lot of stuff, leads to some of your creativity, though.
Yeah, it
'Cause
does.
some
I
of it
think,
comes from your life.
You get sort of. It does. You get creative inspiration from
You have a
right from
good,
living
better
life.
question.
I just gave you a thumbs down because I'm bored. Hey,
Okay.
here's my question. What do you do to let loose? What do you do to have fun when you're like, hey, maybe you did get one decent thing that happened in the day before the rejection poured in, and you say, I'm gonna go do something fun for myself. What would that be?
Well, it's changed. I used to.
Do drugs?
No.
No, I got no. What that's. I never did any of that.
No.
now it's pretty disappointing for people, I'm sure.
I don't know.
I watch English
Yes.
period drama
Oh.
shows.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And
I like
that's how I
that.
get my high now. That's how I get my rush.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I think that's a thing now.
It's a thing.
Especially if you're a comedy person, sometimes you say, "Hey, I want to dive deep into some kind of a British murder show because I'm
Just bring on that murder.
Oh yeah,
Everyone loves
I've
a good
watched
murder show.
like pretty much every single one. And
Why are British murder shows not so scary? Because I don't like murder, but when I watch a British murder show, I feel cozy and they're drinking tea and it's like
I think because they've been
life-affirming.
murdering for so long.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think it's because they don't use a lot of special effects. Everything's very real.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
then it's always
It's
these
always-
comforting, seemingly real people.
Yeah.
and it's like a real green vista with a lot of cottage type houses.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want
so
that.
there's murder in there, but you're like, oh, but I'd also still
It
go in
is.
there and
It's
and
true.
fireplace.
I'd
It's
Airbnb that
visually
place.
it's
Pitter patter
different.
of
Yeah.
rain outside.
Rain, cozy, fireplace, chicken pot pie or whatever they
Oh,
call it there.
delicious.
No dumpsters.
No.
dumpsters.
No dumpsters.
If you can believe it,
I was going to say, can I
What?
say quickly that
Quickly.
I was like, she better not say dancing because I don't believe you can dance on those tiny feet. Those are some of the smallest feet I've ever
she
seen.
does have very little feet.
I have no, but what size are your feet, Paula?
I'm a
Okay.
6.5. What are you?
size are
Six
these?
and a half.
Oh,
Really?
we got matching
well, you guys have
sizes.
tiny feet. When they look
Maybe it's my shoes.
very out,
She
elegant
I've
and
seen her
feminine.
dance.
Well,
She dances
I
like
believe-
a whirling dervish.
I want to.
Where did you?
I
all
want to
right,
see
tell
it.
me how you saw her
At
dance
the
when you
freaking
drove by.
Groundlings.
Oh,
Do you drive a Honda CRV? Because I'm starting
Yes.
to. Okay, you're the one.
I think
Yes.
you've driven by more than once, and you've been
I
keeping
see
an
you
eye on
around
this
a
woman.
lot of places.
I'm just curious about her house because it has a prettiness, but it's cozy almost, like the English murder show.
Sure.
But nothing bad's going to happen there.
You drive a silver Honda CRV.
Yes.
That's you.
That's me.
It sounds like if there is going to be a murder, you might be doing it.
No, I'm all about love and kindness. But
Okay.
I saw her dancing at the Groundlings once. It was like salsa. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Been following her a long
I mean,
time,
that was
I
like
guess.
comedy sketch dancing, but I liked. Who doesn't like to dance?
Right.
What you guys like to dance? I'm
Yes.
Sure. She does to Christian music
I
only,
do,
but
yes.
anyways.
Christian, yeah.
sure. So Felicity, you don't do anything other than you don't watch you don't listen to any other music.
Listen, between friends, I'll climb up on my roof and drink a vodka gimlet up there. But that's the extent.
I don't understand why Christian evangelicals say they can't dance because God created dancing. He wants you to
Yeah.
move your body.
Well, this is interesting.
Is
I'm
that
not sure.
again? I didn't know that you're not allowed to dance.
Some Christians don't because they say it's suggestive, right?
Well, it can rile up certain feelings, some certain unholy feelings.
like Footloose.
Well,
Oh,
exactly.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorite
It's a great
movies from the
movie.
80s.
That's-
Everybody cut.
If I had that's like my fantasy dance sequence.
Sure.
I want to be Kevin Bacon running
sure.
through.
Did you see the video? He just recreated it.
Yeah,
in,
it's
in a
that
bar.
you do a step, a 1, 2, like a quick, like slow, quick. I know the whole dance
Yeah.
by
I think it
heart.
does something
You know
different than that.
Kevin Bacon's dance?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I feel like I don't want to give anything away, so we can cut this, but you need to write a female-driven Footloose style movie. That's your next movie.
Yeah, lots of protractors.
God.
But maybe it's a woman our
Didn't they
age.
try to do it and it didn't? Oh no, it was still a guy.
Not her.
No, that's true. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
All right.
the dancing would be different. There'd be a lot
now
of
someone's just stealing it.
tape and ace bandages and things like that.
Sweating.
Yeah. Okay.
It should be also be middle-aged women doing Footloose.
Yes.
Okay. Here's what we like to ask near the end of our podcast.
Okay.
If you had to give advice to some other Irvine kiddo coming to LA or from any part anywhere, any part of the country anywhere, to make it here, what advice would you give them?
I would say don't follow the rules.
Ooh, that's good. We haven't heard that yet. All right.
Do everything that you feel compelled to do. When people tell you no, that can't be done, don't listen.
Wow.
If you feel like it's something that you feel compelled to do. Also, don't be discouraged by the word no because you are going to hear it about 100 times a day, and that's just part of it. You kind of almost have to take the word no as a yes, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because you're still moving forward.
Yes,
Right?
you have to go. You just,
That's
And it's
great.
like-
That's
you gotta
really
keep on
chills.
going.
Gives me the chills.
Yeah, that's great.
That's really nice.
All right.
Yeah. Other than that, maybe find a career that might.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the answer is, hey, do something else. Maybe if it's that hard, if it knocks you down too much, then
I would never want to discourage someone,
Sure.
but it is. You do. It is. I was warned, and I came in, with like, and it is. There have been times where I've thought, wow, of all the time and heartache that I've put in here, I could have a.
you could have been
I could
teaching
have been a
medieval
really-
history
Yep,
somewhere.
I could be a really successful medieval history professor.
That's true.
Maybe even have a podcast.
Maybe you still could be. One day.
Maybe I could be. You can
Hey,
always
I-
go back to that.
I'll produce your podcast.
Well, we'll talk after because I mean,
You're going to
Well,
give me
talk
time
to us
about
first.
hours,
Business
too.
things to
Yeah,
discuss.
business.
Wait, another
There
idea
we
is
go.
you need to do a medieval movie. That's my advice to her.
You're giving all these ideas out for free to all our listeners. They're all going to be writing
Well, then
medieval
cut it
movies and
out.
footlooses.
What would the story? You mean like a medieval drama?
Maybe it's
Yeah,
a medieval
no, medieval
footloose
comedy.
mashup.
A medieval comedy.
Ooh, great.
Oh, a medieval comedy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know about it.
Kind of Albert Brooks, isn't he? Didn't
Albert
he do that?
Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Mel
Brooks.
Listen, I don't know all the Brookses.
I love Albert.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
History of the World.
Yep.
He did a whole second.
Yeah.
He did a whole series after that. I wasn't involved in that. I didn't.
You weren't invited.
No, I wasn't invited to that.
Neither was I.
I always thought it would be one of my life's dreams to be if they ever make another one. And then I saw it was coming out, and I was
You're
like,
like,
I never even heard
yeah,
of that.
that didn't
Yeah,
happen.
but
But
that's
why
why
would I
you
be?
create your own stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
do. That's why you do create your own stuff.
Yeah, because
You
other
have
people
no-
don't invite you to their
They
things.
don't.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
only invite yourself
Okay.
to your own party.
Well, these
I
two
love
already.
that. I'm gonna.
That's
I'm going.
actually pretty good life
I'm going
advice.
to
though.
embroider that. I think invite
Make your own
yourself
party.
to your own party.
Make your own
because-
party.
Also, sometimes you don't want to go to these stupid parties you think you want to go to.
Well,
Maybe
that's
you're-
another. That's very true. I would say another thing I would say to people is probably nothing. It's not what you.
yes.
No experiences that you think would be an I've made it experience feel that way or are that way. And most people, image is not what it seems.
Yes. No.
Image is not reality.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Sometimes it's nice to have JOMO, joy of missing out.
Oh.
Have you heard that?
No.
Oh, that's a good.
Just
Did you
joined
just
that
make
for
that
the
up right
first
now?
time.
No, that's
did
a
you-
real thing.
Oh, Jomo's a real thing. I've
Jomo's
never
a
heard
real
of that.
thing.
That's another movie you should write.
Like, go ahead and look at the pictures of the party while you get to sit home and watch a murder show and be happy as a clam.
That actually sounds really good to me.
Yeah.
With people who I want to be with.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I like it.
That's right.
Jomo.
Will you, a quick question before we head out.
That's when you got to embrace. Yeah.
Will you cast these two in your next project?
I mean, I don't cast per se, but I
that's a
would.
common
I'm sure if
that's
you
what
guys
everyone
wanna-
says.
If you ever want to
Misconception.
get involved in something together, of course I'd be
Oh.
open to talking. It
But I
depends on
also think
All right.
I also think what she just taught us is create your own stuff. Don't sit around waiting for someone to
Well,
cast
I don't see you two are gonna do that, but maybe you'll
I'm
surprise
here
me.
on this couch.
All right.
It's not easy to make a podcast, right? I mean, to put together. You
No.
guys did this far and came this far.
I mean, I did, but sure. Okay. Guys,
You're
we
like
got to
a
wrap
jack
it
of
up.
all trades.
That's right.
She really is.
We got to
So are
wrap
you.
it up. We did the final wrap up
Yeah.
20 minutes ago.
Sorry.
I know, but I just don't want her to leave because
Well, she can stay and hang out.
she's
It's
pretty.
a really
and-
source of inspiration.
All right, everybody.
so
This
nice.
has been Multiple Talking Women. Multiple Talking Women is hosted by Lauren Burns, Ariane Price, and Lisa Shurga, and produced by Carafano and Amelia Misco at Stampede Ventures for the Stampede Podcast Network. Okay, I'm done now.